What's going on, everybody? I hope everyone's having a fantastic evening, afternoon, pre-noon, no matter where you are in the world. I'm Hassan Piker, and this is the HASAN broadcast coming to you live from gloomy California, Los Angeles, folks. We're live and alive, and I hope all the boys, girls, and MBs are having a fantastic one because today's a beautiful day. Today's a wonderful day. Today is hump day. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. It is hump day. It's Wednesday. I finished the Last Samurai Standing. Are you watching Heated Rivalry? No, I'm not watching Heated Rivalry because I'm homophobic. I don't know how many times I need to explain this to you guys. I am an op. I'm an op to the LGBTQ community, and that is the reason why I have not watched Heated Rivalry, because I'm anti-Canada, I'm anti-hockey, but most importantly, I'm anti-gay. Fallout Season 2 came out. Haven't watched it yet. That's why I've subbed for 5 years. That's what I'm talking about. Did you already catch up on One Piece? No. I'm holding on to it for dear life because I don't want to finish it, because I'm worried that once I do finish it, who knows what will happen. My life will change. I will have to start reading the manga, you know? And it's going to go seasonal anyway, and that's frustrating. In any case, where was I? Oh, yeah. Personal news-wise, finished Last Samurai Standing. Very upset that it ended. Thought that it was supposed to be longer than this. Made me very sad. I've also been like watching Spy Family a lot, which is one of those animes that I feel like is too embarrassing for me to admit in public to watching, if you know what I mean. Because like, I don't know, there's like it's too cute and too wholesome. Be careful, it's baby propaganda. No, I agree, there's definitely baby propaganda all over it, but I don't know, I just like it's just one of those things that it's like difficult to explain to normies when you're watching, you know what I mean? I feel like that, even though there is like a cool element of East Germany, West Germany baked into it all, which I personally enjoy. Spy Family is great. It's got a card game. Anyway, there's that. The CHARLIE KIRK has 15 million views and 3 million likes.
Charlie, it's Jeff. Do you copy? Charlie, it's Jeff. Can you hear me? On your left.
Oh my God. Bro, I swear to God, like the true apolitical nature of this kind of brain rot meme is actually breaking me. I didn't realize that I could actually be one-shotted by watching AI infused TikToks, but honestly, this reveals something so insane about like the generation that's coming after us. Like they have the Glovers in here, LeBron James. Obviously, like on the political front, you got, you know, Diddy, Epstein, all this stuff, right? Like, but then you have the tung or whatever, LeBron James, all this shit. Obviously, as you guys know, I'm a slider, even though I have to probably become a Glover now, because when I was sliding a little too hard as a slider, I cooked myself. In my old age, I'm probably going to betray the sliders and become a Glover. Like, this is the type of shit that moves beyond like bricking a medieval peasant, you know? A chicken nugget could kill a medieval peasant. This actually will kill the average millennial if they try to even understand what the fuck they're looking at. And I obviously have the maximum brain rot already to be able to comprehend the images that I'm looking at. But, you know, it's pretty busted. Is pretty crazy. You are a 35-year-old man. What are you saying? Don't worry about it. If you don't understand what's going on, it's probably best that you don't understand what's going on. What are we sipping on, King? Sipping on the diluted cold Kirk brew coffee. Yeah, he was Portuguese. I'll talk about the MIT nuclear scientist that got potentially assassinated. It does seem very suspicious. The reason why I think it's also an interesting story is because instantly a lot of the OSINT community and a lot of Zionists were like, oh, he was Jewish. And it's fucking crazy. Like, I don't understand what the purpose of that was, but it blows my mind that nowadays any story that takes place in the news that invites a little bit of scrutiny and invites a little bit of confusion and chaos is automatically utilized, weaponized by people, by political actors with whatever the fuck their goals are. Back in the day when stuff like this used to happen, like when school shootings or mass shootings used to happen, Republicans every now and then would get things wrong, right? And then they realized that there is no penalties for getting things wrong, and you can just like directionally lie with no punishments whatsoever. As a matter of fact, people actually are excited when you lie in a way that like suits their propagandistic purposes. Now everybody does it. People of all different types of backgrounds do it. It's one of the most insane things I've ever seen. MIT nuclear scientist gets killed in the courtyard of his own apartment complex, and immediately I saw a shit ton of accounts being like, Jews are under attack. Notice how another Jewish scientist was assassinated. It's like, dude, where did you get that? Like, why would you even say that? Dude wasn't Jewish. He's Portuguese. Had nothing to do this had nothing to do with Judaism at all. And I saw a bunch of Zionist accounts being like, see, Jews are under attack again. I know Portuguese Jews, to be honest. Okay, but he wasn't one of them. What do you mean? What the fuck does that have to do with anything? Yeah, okay, there are Jewish people all around the world. Like, what do you think has a higher priority here? That he was a fucking MIT nuclear scientist, or whatever like his religious background might have been, regardless, whether he was Jewish or not. Like, what are you talking about? It's so fucking crazy. I do think it's safe to say, given the lack of information, there's at least a possibility it could be an anti-Semitic hate crime given his identity, but it doesn't mean it's automatically the case. It's just soon to say one way or another. No, he was Catholic. That's what I saw from one of his. No, he's not. This is what I mean. This is what I'm talking about. Why did people instantly land on this thing for some reason? Like, that's all it is, though. That's all it takes is like for someone to be like, nah, he's Jewish, actually. That's why they killed him. And then immediately it just like fucking flies all around. Like, this kind of stuff actually has a real impact, even for people who are like tuned into shit, right? Whoever is first to market and is able to lean into conspiracy wins. And it's one of the craziest things I have, it's one of the craziest things to like experience from afar. And I just don't understand it. There is a lot of good in just taking a deep breath, taking a couple steps back, and just waiting for more information to come out. You made it sound like he couldn't be Jewish because he was Portuguese. No, I made it sound like he's not Jewish because he's not fucking Jewish. What the hell is going on? I even said, yeah, sure, someone who's Portuguese could be Jewish. I mean, it's less likely. Statistically speaking, it's an incredibly small population of Portuguese Jews, but that's not the point regardless. Yeah, he's not Jewish because he's Catholic. What is happening? There's two different metas. Instantly, people say the shooter is a Muslim trans Antifa activist. And then now the inverse of it is every victim of a shooting is also Jewish. Like, what the hell is happening? Reddit fact check on his claimed Jewish identity. What is this? For whatever it's worth, his Wikipedia says he's from a Sephardic Jewish family, but the third source listed claiming that he doesn't say anything about him being Jewish on the MIT page source of that claim. For now, given the timing of his murder and the peculiarity of the timing, I'm going to give the benefit of the doubt and leave his Wikipedia page along with other Yeshiva World source given by another commenter on this post. There's a good chance he's Jewish. We shall see. Is probably worth keeping an eye on. I saw one of the family friends or something saying he's not, that he was Catholic. But once again, as I said already, his Jewish background is not the major point of contention here. I feel like if he was murdered, it most likely is not because he's Jewish, but because he was a fucking nuclear scientist. A professor at Massachusetts Institute of Technology was fatally shot at his home near Boston, and authorities said they had launched a homicide investigation. Nuno F.G. Loureiro, a 47-year-old physicist and fusion scientist, was shot Monday night at his home in Brookline, Massachusetts. He died at a local hospital on Tuesday, the Norfolk District Attorney's Office said in a statement. The prosecutor's office said no suspects have been taken into custody as of Tuesday afternoon, and that its investigation was ongoing. Loureiro, who joined MIT in 2016, was named last year to lead MIT's Plasma Science and Fusion Center, where he aimed to advance clean energy technology and other research. The center, one of the school's largest labs, had more than 250 people working across 7 buildings when he took the helm. Loureiro, who was married, grew up in Viseu in central Portugal and studied in Lisbon before earning a doctorate in London, according to MIT. He was a researcher at an institute for nuclear fusion in Lisbon before MIT, it said. Loureiro. He's shown a bright light as a mentor, a friend, a teacher, a colleague, and leader, and was universally admired for his articulate, compassionate manner. Dennis White, an engineering professor who previously led MIT's Plasma Science and Fusion Center, told a campus publication. The president of MIT, Sally Kornbluth, said in a statement that Lourero's death was a shocking loss. The homicide investigation in Brookline comes as police in Providence, Rhode Island, about 50 miles away, continue to search for the gunman who killed 2 students and injured 9 others at Brown University on Saturday. FBI said it knew of no connection between the crimes. A 22-year-old student at Boston University who lives near Lourero's apartment in Brookline told Boston Globe she heard 3 loud noises Monday evening and feared it was gunfire. I had never heard anything so loud, so I assumed they were gunshots. Liv Shackner was quoted as saying, it's difficult to grasp, it just seems like it keeps happening. Some of Lourero's students visited his home, an apartment in a 3-story brick building, Tuesday afternoon to pay their respects. The U.S. ambassador to Portugal, John J. Arrigo, expressed his condolences in an online post that honored Loureiro for his leadership and contributions to science. It's not hyperbole to say MIT is where you go to find solutions to humanity's biggest problems, Loureiro said. When he was named to lead the plasma science lab this year, fusion energy will change the course of history. It's nutty that, like, normally, under normal circumstances, the conspiracy theory here should be that it's like a big oil assassination, right? Like, this is supposed to be a very competitive, potentially very competitive alternative energy platform that would most likely undermine the financial interests of big oil or something, right? Or you can make a conspiracy theory around, like, you know, Israel and America are just like openly assassinating nuclear scientists, and they're celebrating such assassinations on the global stage. So then this could be like, I don't know, an Iranian retaliation or something. But the very fact that people instantly were like, well, it's because this is an anti-Semitic hate crime. And this was like the conversation, the speculation is supposed to be around other instances, but then they just turned the fucking conversation back to like this being an anti-Semitic hate crime potentially. I suspect that if he was assassinated, I feel like the higher priority for why, and this is all suspicion at this point, but the higher priority that invites the most amount of scrutiny would be from either, you know, the big oil and gas industry or something, or potentially like a country with a competitive platform that also has is trying to make waves in the similar industry or something, you know? Yeah. Laura Loomer. Before any facts are established, Laura Loomer and aligned pro-Israel accounts are already framing the Brown shooting and MIT professor killing yesterday as a coordinated attack on Jewish and pro-Israel figures. Do you see what I'm saying? Like, do you see how fucking frustrating this shit is? Breaking. MIT professor of nuclear science and physics, Nuno Loureiro, was just shot and killed at his home in Brookline, Massachusetts on Monday evening. He's reportedly Jewish and pro-Israel. People say the shooter is on the run. The shooting comes after a shooter at Brown University opened fire on a classroom on Saturday where the professor who usually occupies the study room that was shot up is Jewish and pro-Israel. Like, even the Brown University shooting, oh yeah, the shooter didn't actually end up killing a Jewish professor, but he was probably trying to kill a Jewish pro-Israel professor. What the fuck is happening? They can't even do like conspiracy theories correctly at this point. Is someone ambushing elite universities on the East Coast trying to murder pro-Israel and Jewish professors during Hanukkah? Both shooters are on the run. Is it the same shooter? 27,000 likes. This is Israel Hayom, a right-wing Israeli outlet, states there is no indication that MIT professor was Jewish or pro-Israel despite claims by some commentators. Why was MIT nuclear scientist Nuno F.G. Loureiro shot dead? Why is this a thing? Does this not make you guys a little bit curious? Like, does this not invite a little bit of scrutiny as to why in situations like this, immediately people who are primarily invested in cutting propaganda that is seemingly favorable to Israel is like insta-locking this shit? I hate that nowadays it is getting virtually impossible to figure out and establish consensus reality because there are so many opportunists who instantly, on any issue where there isn't like a shit ton of facts, on any issue that invites a little bit of skepticism or a little bit of scrutiny or a little bit of curiosity, they insta-lock whatever narrative is pertinent to their overarching propagandistic goals. Immediately, people who are pro-Israel will say like, oh, this victim was Jewish and he was killed for being Jewish. Anti-Semitism is on the rise. Or people who are anti-Semitic will say, oh, he was killed for being Israeli and he was like at any moment now he was going to actually take his Jewish research to Israel and give Israel the research. And then that's why he was assassinated. You know what I mean? Like, it's just fucking insane. Can we just wait and make an assessment after we figure out what the actual details are, especially in a situation like this where Israel is notorious for, you know, murdering fucking nuclear scientists openly and publicly and saying it's fucking fair game. It seems like the global rules on shit like this is changing dramatically. And my first inclination isn't that this guy was murdered for being Jewish in an anti-Semitic hate crime. My first inclination is that he was most likely murdered for the research that he was conducting in MIT in terms of nuclear fusion, in terms of the research that he was working on at MIT probably is the reason why he was assassinated, if he was fucking assassinated, you know? Please, I invite everyone to scrutinize this kind of immediate narrative building, immediate world building in moments such as this one, because it will lead you astray.